What's up, Audrey? What's up, Audrey? What's up, Audrey? Audrey. All right. Just gonna open the window here a little bit to let some air in and some light, I think, too. See if we get a nice sunset tonight. So it might be a little bit weird for lighting, but I feel like it's a nice night to have the window open. I hope you guys are doing good. We're going to keep working on the rainbow plate. But what you're seeing right there is the start of the Phoenix plate. Oh, that breeze is nice. Oh, that's lovely. Isn't that nice, Audrey? Yes, it was very warm. Hi, Jan. Enjoy your night painting. All right, so I'm just gonna plug my phone in. So this is my view tonight. Sun coming right in behind those clouds. Hi, Sharon. I think we're gonna get a pretty sunset tonight, so we'll keep checking up on that. And I'll bring you up to speed with what I've been working on. Ah, that's just nice. All right, so we were or have been working on the rainbow plate, right? And last time when we were hanging out together, I had gotten that amount of the edge done. I got all the little gold detail in there in between. I don't know if you can see that because I can't see the camera very well. So all the little gold detail in between. So then it's a matter now of continuing this on all the way around. So because this is really heavy, I need to set it down to rest on something while I'm painting it. So I have to make sure that, you know, when I'm painting, I'm not rolling over some wet paint. So we'll be able to do a nice big chunk of this tonight. That's what we're going to be working on. But I have started, if you recognize this design, it's the Phoenix design. I first did this on an incense holder. And I had some imperfections that I still haven't finished dealing with yet. And some of the paint kind of went, when it dried, a couple of the dots looked like raisins. And it was really, really ugly. So I pulled those dots off, and I have a little bit of smoothing left to do of the base surface. And then I should be able to just dot right over top, no problem. And hopefully that'll make a difference for that. But this is going to be the next pattern that gets released. So I'm hoping a week. The pattern for this part will get released before this plate is done, because I'll release the pattern probably while we're still working on the inside and outside edges of this one. But I love this pattern, and these colors make me so happy. So that has also been something I've been working on. And let me show you a couple of mugs. I got some great color suggestions from the video that I posted yesterday of the malachite green, and I just posted a video that you can go back and watch if you want to see it, for the hot pink metallic. This is the pink tourmaline, the Craft Smart metallic. I freaking love it. I did it as a little bit of a smaller design too. In the Elegance pattern, you have the instructions to do one like this, where see, it's kind of spread out a little bit more, whereas this one is a little bit, there's more spokes around the center dot. But frig, look at that purple. Like seriously, Isn't that amazing? I was so happy with it. And so the purple is metallic, Craftsmart metallic amethyst with a little bit mixed in with some folk art eggplant to make it darker. But there we go. So we got the purple too. But anyways, playing around with the two different sizes, it's just another cool way you can take the exact same pattern and make it look completely different, right? So these are available. These ones won't be available on my website for about a week because they need to dry and then they need to be baked. So come back in about a week and these ones will be these ones, and I'm gonna make, my goal is to make at least 5 of each color over the next couple of days, and have them ready for a shop update in a week. So hopefully we'll have that done. But yeah, so come back in about a week. I will, and stay tuned because I will put a post up when they're gonna go in the website. But I'm really, really, really happy with them. So I'm definitely going to do more of the purple, more of the pink, more of the midnight blue. I've had requests for an emerald green as well as the malachite, and requests for a royal blue. So yeah, we'll see. The mugs are $42 plus shipping Canadian. The blue one, let me see if I can find it on my shelf. Okay. And this one is listed on my website already. The green and the blue and the copper and the espresso are available on my website right now. So this is the midnight blue. So there are 42 Canadian plus shipping. I love this midnight blue. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. And I want to do one that's, I'd like to do like a dark teal too. I think that would be really cool. But the thing that I really like about the pink and the purple is they're almost holographic. Like from certain angles, the pink looks a little purple. And from certain angles, the purple looks a little pink. So I think they're my favorites right now. I'm so glad you guys like them. Thank you. Yep, $42 per mug, plus shipping. All right. So now, like a Mediterranean blue, yeah, that would be beautiful. So I'm just using a stand here. I'm going to kind of build up a little stand for myself. They are 15-ounce mugs. Nice big mugs. I have no use for little teeny tiny mugs. The paints will cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe. They are not microwavable. And you can't soak them in water. So I usually, even though the paints do cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe, I always recommend gentle hand washing just to be on the safe side, right? Because I'm super paranoid with that stuff though, so it would make me really, really nervous to trust a machine with something that was hand painted. So that's just my recommendation. It is such a fun and meditative art form, Snow. It's just amazing. It's so calming. So calming. I have a YouTube channel that's got a bunch of tutorials. If you want to learn, I've got a little over 100 videos. And there's a playlist that I want to say has at least 10 different 2-hour-long video tutorials. At least 10. Of all different topics, from beginners, like going right to the basics, to different types of designs and walking you through some patterns. So that's available on my YouTube channel. If you want to give that a look, that might help you get started. Hi, Barb. Let me go back and say the hellos. Hi, Carolyn. How are you? You like the pink, Barb? I knew you'd like the pink. And hi, Patty. Hi, Sue. Hi, Tracy. I'm getting back to the beginning. Sorry. Hi, everybody. All right, so now we need our rainbow. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. All right. So the red is the paint that gave me problems on the other one. It went kind of gloppy. So I'm just going to make sure I give this a really good stir and make sure that there's nothing in there to cause any potential paint boogerness. And we'll give this a good stir. Well, hello, James. How are you? It's so good to see you. How have you been? How are you doing? Are you feeling well? Are you home? Is everything okay? All right. So we're going to do one color at a time here. So we're going to just get started with red. Now, I was using a size 2. I think. Hi, Jennifer. I'm doing great. I used your mug stand today to paint 2 mugs in record time. I was whipping through that thing, spinning it on its side, getting it on an A. My life was so significantly easier. Jennifer, I can't even. I hope you're doing well. James back on the bike. Fantastic news. Oh, that's such great news. Yay. Oh, Jennifer, I love it. So the mug stand that I'm talking about, you guys, if you have not seen this thing yet, Jennifer, hey, got any grapes, who's here in the chat, made this for me and sent it to me. And I have been able to paint mugs without holding on to them. It's incredibly stable. I can rest my hand. I don't have to be constantly holding this. I can turn it really, really easily, and just being able to spin it like this has been a total game changer. So they're available in her Etsy shop. So definitely go and take a look if you are painting mugs and are having any difficulties with your wrists and your hands getting sore. This thing is going to protect your wrist. Jennifer, you are going to change lives. You already have changed lives. I absolutely love it. All right, so if you click on Hey Got Any Grapes, who's the comment right above you, Zara, and right below you there too, then there's a link in her bio right there. That's her. You have a stand idea for the piece you're working on too. Just have to figure out how to do it. I have no doubt that if anybody's mind is going to come up with something, it's going to be yours, and I'm here for it. Oh, sorry, maybe a little loud. I hate that noise. It always just makes me have a little pit in my stomach. Say hi back to Dale. Enjoy watching the game, Patty. Lots of love to you. I can't wait to see what you come up with, Jennifer. All right, so these are terracotta plates that I got from the dollar store. That what I did is I put a base coat of 2 coats of black multi-surface acrylic paint. I baked them, and then I knew that I could put on all of my other paints and it would adhere there. When I had tried it without using the multi-surface that I baked. When I had to go in and pull paint off or fix a mistake, it pulled it off right down to the terracotta. And this here, it takes a heck of a lot more elbow grease to pull it down to the terracotta, so it kind of keeps everything, makes it a little easier for repairing. Now, when I started on this one, before I started on this one, I did the multi-surface acrylics for the base, but then I threw 2 coats of gesso over top of it. Because I wanted that matte finish. What really irritated me about this one, and it was difficult for me to paint with, is see that glare when I turn it? I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it was very distracting for me while I was painting it because I'm so used to the matte background. So I did put 2 coats of gesso on this. I've had to pull paint off. I don't know if you can see in these spots right here. You see these spots right in here? I did have to pull some paint off because I have to redo those dots. But I've been scraping at them and it's not pulling it down to the terracotta. So I'm really happy with how the base of the multi-surface seems to be a suitable thing for me to put a couple of coats of gesso on so I can still have my, my matte finish. So this one was the 3rd time trying these, and this is the one that worked out. The first one we had issues with pulling the background off. The second one, hated the color combination and the color choices that I made. This one feels much, much better. And then moving into the next one that I just showed you there, I think these are going to be a lot of fun to paint. So I've got 3 more after these 2. That I already have ideas for what I want to do with them. So we'll see. All kinds of fun ideas coming. But the really cool part about doing big plates like this is that not only do you have the flat surface, which for me, what my plan is to still be able to take photos of this, right, from the top down, as if this was a canvas, and then I can use this image in the center to make stickers, to put on mugs, to put on t-shirts, on tote bags, all of that sort of stuff. So any kind of way that I can kind of turn it evergreen, turn the piece a little evergreen so that there's multiple ways to be able to kind of use this design. Plus I'm creating step-by-step patterns as well. So if you want to learn how to do this, there are step-by-step downloadable patterns available on my website. And I also have a YouTube channel that has a playlist of free tutorials. So with that being said, what I want to always do is show all the different things that I've done, what I really like, the things that I didn't like, and different ways that we can fill in and paint on different things. You know, there's a lot of incredible artists out there that are painting on, you know, ceramic figures like elephants and turtles and frogs and metal sculpture and things like that. And I'm just not there yet. So I'm still experimenting with different ways to create these borders and how to choose what design to do so they don't compete together. So, and I'm kind of happy in this space. I'm really enjoying this little bit. So when I go to change projects, it's going to be when something just happens to fall into my lap, or when I just suddenly get some ideas for something different. But I think we're going to be stuck on these for a while because these are going to take a while, because doing these outside borders take a long time. All right, let me scroll back and catch up on comments. Sorry, you guys, I couldn't see the comments. They make Yancy too, Jennifer. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you like it. Thank you, Allie Pie. Dakini, what's the base paint called? Like the type, not the brand. So the base paint that I use on these is multi-surface acrylic paints. So as long as they say multi-surface, not multi-purpose, totally different. You're looking for multi-surface. When in the description on the paint bottle, it will actually tell you that it is good for using on non-porous surfaces like glass and ceramic. That's what you want to see. Thank you so much again, Allie Pie. I love the Phoenix one. I can't really do it. Welcome, Allie Pie. We're so glad to have you here. We love having lots of people here. This is a fun place to be. We all enjoy being here, so I hope you enjoy being here too. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. That's so kind. Yeah, the sticker could totally use the border, right? And there's so much possibility with all of this stuff. It's so fun to work with. So Shirley, this piece is not for sale yet, but I am going to put it up for auction when it's done. I'm not sure yet. I'm just kind of dipping my toes into the world of auctions, even just the idea of auctions. I have a box that I've done that's going to be a kind of like a trinket box, jewelry box kind of thing, and I want to auction them off. So I don't know if that is going to be where that's going to take place. I think it's probably going to take place on Facebook, just because of the really, really good time tracking for comments and tracking bids and everything. But that's up for grabs. But this is going to be another one. If the auction thing goes well and I don't screw it up too badly, then we're going to try it again with a few other things too. Yeah, so all of the multi-surface acrylic paints are going to have different instructions for how to cure them on the bottle as well. So they're not all created equal. The paint that I used, I only had to air dry it for 1 hour, and then I was able to bake it. So within 1 day, I was able to finish a whole bunch of bases, which was incredibly convenient. Other multi-surface acrylic paints, you have to wait for them to dry for 72 hours before you can bake them. So make sure you read your bottles. Oh, and thank you, Bobby. We'll see you again soon, Jennifer. Take care of yourself. It was always lovely to see you. Yeah, I promise I will do, I'm trying to do a better job at consistently posting and actually communicating what I'm working on with you guys instead of just springing it on everybody. So, join me on this journey. It will be interesting to see what I learn and how effective I can be. No problem at all. I'm glad that that's important. It's an important thing to know, right? Because the brands aren't all the same. And so I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can recommend for you. If you do have access to Folk Art brand, that's the stuff I was able to use. Just the black was an hour and then baking it. But I also think that depending on the lots and how old the paints are and new versions of the paint, they make changes to that stuff all the time, I think. Yeah, have a look. So the black, you know what, let me grab the bottle just so you can get a screenshot of it to know the color number for sure. Hold on a sec. Okay, so let me show you this one so you can get a screenshot of that. Okay. So that's what I used that had the dry it for an hour and then you can bake it. This stuff has been an absolute godsend for these things. Now, unfortunately, I got some of these at the dollar store. I haven't been able to find them there since, so I'm hoping that they'll either get more in or I'll have to start buying them at Walmart or Home Depot or something. All right, so we are going to go this way, I think. Yeah. All right, can you guys see okay? All right, so you guys are up higher. Like my nose is like right here. My chin is like right here. So I can kind of see the phone screen, but I can't see it too well. So I'm just gonna catch up real quick and then be able to just let you know that I will paint for a little bit and then come back and catch up on comments. Oh, that's a lovely idea. Oh, and what a fun project for you guys to do together too. Well, that was fun. When I leaned it back, I saw the swoops, and that was fun. All right. Let's go. I think that's a wonderful idea. So while I'm painting now, you guys, I can't see the screen on my phone. So what I typically will do, if you are new here, I will paint for a little bit and then I will pause and take a break. And when I take a break from painting, I will come back to the comments and I will scroll back as far as I can and catch up on what I've missed. So if you leave a comment or question while I'm painting, just know that I won't see it, but please know that I'm not ignoring you. I will come back and get to your question eventually. Oops, well, that one went a little wonky, didn't it? Where did I put the gesso? Okay. Oops. So I'm just going to paint back over that spot. And I'll let it dry and I'll come back to it in a little bit. All right, let's try this again. Hey Jazz, how you doing? It's good to see ya. How you been? So I'm leaving enough space in between these dots, right, to be able to put those little gold detail dots like I did there. Oh no. Oh, I hope you have a speedy recovery, friend. What'd you do to yourself? I hope you're all right. Oh no. No, and you can't risk making it worse, right? You just can't take that risk. You'd be so much worse off. Keep taking care of yourself as best you can. That's all you can do. And hopefully you'll be back to painting soon. Oh, those are way too close together. Okay, I gotta Move those out a little bit. Those are a little tight. A little tight and a little small. That's all right. I find that when I want to leave that room for the detail dots, when I'm putting the dots down, I feel like I'm putting them so much further apart than I need to. Like it feels uncomfortably too far apart. But it's always the right one when I have that level of discomfort of feeling like they're too far apart. That's always seems to be the perfect distance. So sometimes you got to go with the wonky feelings too. So every time I feel this wonky feeling, I know it actually means that something is working out the way that it should. I'm just not comfortable with it yet. I'm keeping a close eye on how far I'm turning this to make sure that when I'm painting this, I am not going to risk rolling this over on any wet paint. Oops, that was way too close together. And so I'm just going to go a little bit further, not very much at all. And then I'm going to be done with the red. And when I'm done with the red, I will pause and catch up on the comments and make sure I have a chance to chat with you guys. All right, I think that's, well, we'll go a couple further. I think that's as far as I'm going to push it. So this is going to take us from here around to here. And then, yeah, about another third. So seems like doing it in thirds is what's working really well. So we're going to go on to onto orange next. So I'm just going to set this down. Actually, I'm going to set it down this way. And I'll come and catch up. Still functional, just can't sit with paint. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, right? And when you have to sit still and do such small, tiny movements for so long, it's gonna take its toll on you, and you don't want to risk that, right? For sure. All right. Yay, I didn't miss anything. Hi, Emily. How you doing? It's good to see ya. Holy cow, there's almost 100 people here. Hi, 100 people. That's so fun. Hi. Welcome. What do you want to know? My name's Jamie. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for coming to hang out while I paint. We like to have a good time around here. We like to love on each other and make sure that everybody knows that they've got a space here. We like to focus on just hanging out and just being able to show up here however you are. You do not need to be in a good mood. You don't need to be any sort of way to come here. You are accepted and welcome. That's lovely. Oh, I'm glad you're doing good, Emily. And I'm doing good too, thank you. Hello in New Zealand. Whereabouts in New Zealand are you? Someday. I was lucky enough to get to go to New Zealand in 2016 and fell head over heels in love with it and have been dreaming of going back ever since. Someday it will happen. What did I first start painting on? I started on stone, and then I tried canvas. Trying canvas was the most frustrating experience that I had in all of this learning curve. Because what I didn't know when I started painting on canvas was how to prep the canvas to make it smooth. So every time I painted on anything canvas, I was fighting against the fibers of the fabric. So every time I was fighting against the fibers of the fabric, then the dots weren't coming out perfectly round. It just wasn't working out the way that it wanted to. It was an incredibly frustrating experience, and one part of the experience that made me really second guess it while I was learning, going, I can't do this. I can never do canvas again. The only way I can ever do this is if I never ever touch canvas. So what I ended up learning eventually, though, and that's what it's what changed, one of the many things that changed the whole experience, was using gesso. So I have clear gesso and I have black gesso. I use black gesso on I put it on the other terracotta plate that I'm working on. I put it on canvas. I put it on wood panels. I put it on stone, and like when I make stuff out of the gypsum plaster, I put it on that. Now, you want to let it dry for 24 hours in between coats. So it's a lengthy process using it. I promise you, though, if you have been frustrated and hating the painting on canvas experience with dot mandalas, this is what saved me, is take a week. I did 3 coats, and I did a light sanding, like with a 120 in between each coat. And the smoothness of the surface is to die for. And if you buy canvas like I did a lot and still do have a lot from the dollar store, right? They're not going to be necessarily as smooth as some of the others. So it really is all going to depend on what you're starting with. But I do at least 3 coats. I've done 4 coats sometimes, and it makes a huge difference. Well worth the investment. If you are doing really big pieces, it might be less expensive to buy clear or white gesso and then do coats of paint. Like if you want a black background, then use paint for that. It might be less expensive. I'm not sure, but that's one option for you. So gesso is the game changer. Totally the game changer when it comes to painting on canvas and on wood panels too, because when you're dealing with, I sand the wood down as much as I can, but really getting in there and sanding it some more and putting the gesso on really helps to smooth out any grains that are there to deal with. And hello in the UK. How are you? All right, so now we are going to, you're most welcome. I remember the day that I posted learning about gesso on TikTok, and there was a bunch of snooty comments in there like, yeah, artists know that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not an artist. I'm just learning. It was really, really kind of funny. So I don't know why I brought that up. That's irrelevant. I guess just be nice to each other. Share what you know. Help each other out. Remember that everybody's on a different spot on the curve. And if people aren't always nice to you when you ask questions, just remember that's their issue, not yours, right? Oh, yay. This is fun. Exactly. We're all at different spots on the journey, right? And all of our journeys are different, even though they might look or feel similar. And the more we can just let people be where they're at in their journey and not need them to be anywhere else, that's a wonderful environment to be able to just grow and learn in, right? Oops. I'd say that's one of the things we do really well here in this wonderful little family that we're building. But I think the other rule that we kind of have here is that you don't get to make someone else feel bad for where they're at in their journey, but you also don't get to make yourself feel bad for where you're at in that journey either. I'm not adding enough paint here. There we go. And remember that it has to be for the joy of it, right? If I didn't find this fun, this would be incredibly tedious and frustrating, right? But I love it. Excuse me. I find this so relaxing. It slows my breath. It slows my mind. Sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time. But even if it doesn't slow my brain, it lightens the thoughts for sure. I was sitting this afternoon and painting and just had my music on and was just kind of in the zone for a couple hours, and it was just absolutely heavenly. And one thing that if you've been here with me for a while, you'll recognize, and I say it all the time, if it's not fun, you're not going to want to practice. So the more fun it is, the more you're going to practice, because the practice is going to be fun and you're going to want to do it. And the more you practice, the faster your skill develops. So keep following the fun as best as you can. And also remember that there's no rules. Anytime I have someone ask me, can I do this? The answer is always yes. So if you ever write to me and say, can I do this? The answer is always going to be yes. You can do whatever the hell you want. Try it. Doesn't matter whether anybody else thinks you should. Doesn't matter whether anybody else likes it. Doesn't matter whether anybody else has ever done it before. If you like it, do it. Right? Get used to experimentation. Try things out. See what you like. See what you don't like. There's clarity in everything. I think this edge is going to look so freaking cool. And I think the bottom half of this edge doesn't need to be done at all. I'm just going to varnish it. Oh, we got a little hot pink spot where the sun used to be. And the sun just went down. Pretty overcast sunset tonight. That's too bad. We get to see some pretty nice sunsets up here. from our apartment. Okay, once I'm done the orange, I will pause and come back and catch up on any comments or questions that I've missed. If you're new to my lives, please know that when I'm painting, if I can't see the camera, I will pause and come back. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. But I will pause and come back to the comments. Almost. There we go. All right. Orange is done. Turn this around again. I'm turning it around because if I rest it on the other edge, then there's a chance that if it slid, it would smudge where I just painted. Getting ready for a good rain tomorrow. Yeah, it is. It's getting there. We can feel it, eh? I could feel it as soon as we walked outside today. I'm in Oshawa, so yeah, I totally am with you. I can feel the rain just waiting there. Exactly, Sharon. It's always a good lesson, right? Like pressing garments, empty the mind. Exactly. I was watching a video with Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he said every human has upwards of 90,000 unique thoughts every single day. Do you think they all deserve attention? You gotta let some just go right past you, right? And it's changing that filter, changing that criteria, just little by little, of selectively sifting which ones we let through, right? Oh, I know, right? There was no spring at all. It was just winter, and then it was 40 degrees. Like, it was crazy. So weird. But there's no such thing as climate change. Everything's fine. Oh, that sounds wonderful, Sue. That's lovely. Those are wonderful nights. A dirty schwa. I'm in Oshawa. Not with Sue. Not that far. All right, let's keep going. Hello. Thought I was in Ottawa all this time. Oh, I love Ottawa. I'd live in Ottawa. I'd totally live in Ottawa. Nope, I'm in the dirty schwa. All right, getting ready for yellow. All right, what are we doing? Oh my God, yes, Teddy's is such good food. That's so funny. Yes. Oh, Teddy's. It's so expensive now. It used to be quite economical. It's such good food. That's so funny. Small world, eh? It's so funny too, because, you know, I was looking at my analytics of where my followers live around the world, and I think it was something crazy like 70% of my followers are in the US, and only like 17% of my followers are in Canada. That blew me away. Blew me away. Means that I am not marketing to Canada very well. Yeah, it's not the same at all anymore, eh? It's not the same at all. It's like when Mr. Burger. Mr. Burger's another good one. Have you ever had Mr. Burger? I don't know if they're still the same owners, but ooh, they're good. Here in Scarborough, that's so funny. We're neighbors. So hello, anybody who's here from Canada. It's nice to have you here. And for everybody from everywhere else, don't go anywhere. I'm not complaining that you're here. I love that you're here. Love that you're here, and I'm grateful that you're here, wherever you are. Toronto too? That's so funny, eh? We totally need to do some in-person workshops one of these days. The entire Canadian population is about the same as California. Well, that's true. That's true too. Yeah, when you look at percentages of population, that's a really good point, Tracy. That's a really good point. All right, I can't see comments again. I'm going to get into the painting this row. But I will pause again soon. I forgot the yellow is quite thick. For this, I'm using Deco Art Americana paints. Americana, I don't know. They are my new favorite paints. I don't know that I will ever use other paints unless I absolutely have to. These are my go-to, and if I don't find the color I want here, then I go to some of the others. Only because I'm starting to also feel really guilty that I need to use all of my paints instead of just wiping the slate and going full-fledged, full hog with Deco Art. Got lots of beautiful paints. However, these are my favorites. I'm not using multi-surface paints on the whole thing. I just did it for the base coat. And then for sealing it, I'm going to look at different varnishes that I can use. And I may go for resin, but I don't quite have the setup to deal with resin curing and pouring right now. But if I can manage to get that going, that might be a possibility. Otherwise, I will try Artist Varnish and see how that does to protect it. May even go with just a coat of polyurethane and see what that is, or some other kind of clear coat. We'll see. Got a bunch of different possibilities. And nothing needs to be decided right now. That's the beauty of it. Right? Like, I could win Lotto Max tomorrow, have $70 million, and build the studio of my dreams and be able to pour resin whenever I want. Or hire somebody to pour the resin for me. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. All right, let's keep going. So I'm going to keep going until this yellow row is done. We're a little over halfway done. And then I will be able to see the comments again. So if you've left a comment and I haven't acknowledged it yet. I will. I promise. So for those of you who are familiar with dot painting and dot mandalas, and those of you that are creating now, what are you guys working on? Are you guys have any projects you're really excited about? Do you have something that you're kind of sitting on, waiting for the right moment to get started? And for anybody who is new, who hasn't yet started to learn, or is at the beginner stages, what tips can we share with you? And if it's helpful, I have a YouTube channel that's got a bunch of tutorials, like beginner basics and everything. So if you are wanting to learn how to do this, check out my YouTube channel. And there's a whole bunch of videos on there, so you're more than welcome to. And yeah, let me know what I can help you with. There's a whole lot I don't know, but if I know it, I'll happily share it. Tomorrow night, if you have purchased one of the Dot Mandala inspiration decks from me, we have the live for our monthly card pull in the Facebook group for the inspiration deck. That's going to be tomorrow from 3:30 to 5:30 Eastern. I promised that I would do an earlier afternoon one for this one so that we could hit some different time zones for some people to be able to attend live. So we're going to do that tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Going to see my dad tomorrow morning, and then I'll come back and do that live. We'll pull a card and we'll see what we feel called to paint at that point. But we're getting there with this, though, you guys. It's looking pretty good. This is going to be so nice when it's done and the whole top part looks like that. All right, let me scroll back and catch up here. Okay, I'm just going to catch up on the comments here. Bear with me. Yeah, that's a nice view, isn't it? There we go. Hi, Sue in Michigan. Sorry I'm missing this. It is definitely the smoothest paint, and that's what I really, really love about it. So when you are looking at these swoops, for example, if I zoom in on these swoops, there's not a bubble or imperfection in that paint to be found. Like, it self-levels perfectly. Like, look at how smooth that paint is. You don't see any craters. You don't see any bubbling issues. It just gives you such a really nice, smooth finish. And it's got a great matte finish, and I'm a real sucker for matte finishes. But it's the smoothness of it, not having any of the bubbling and cracking that tends to happen with a lot of the other paints. It just, yeah, my flash are honestly my least favorite. I've had those paints for about 2 years, and I think I've used them 3 times. I want to explore more with them, but I find them a little too stringy for me. So they're definitely not my favorites. I like them, and there's other ones that I'd like to try because I think they've got some beautiful color combos, but yeah, I find them actually a little difficult. They're a little stringy. And exactly, and that's one of the things that works really well. And I'm using DIY mandala stones. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Right? It would be lovely to win $70 million. Whatever. It's fun to daydream every once in a while. Oh, thank you, Destiny. That's so kind. Oh, that's wonderful. You're making the pride flags on coasters. Oh, that's lovely. BPD Strong. I just did my first frame. Yes. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. There's always lots to learn. It never stops. It never stops. So try to just have as much fun with it as you possibly can. The beginning stages can be really difficult, right? And that's where I think when there's a really strong desire to learn how to do something, it almost is a little easier to study it a little bit beforehand, or to just jump right in and just kind of start playing with it. The stuff that I did that were some of my first ones, looking back at them, I don't like them now. But I remember when I was doing them in the moment going, oh my gosh, this isn't what I want it to look like, but this is a lot better than I thought it would be. And I remember thinking and feeling that at the beginning. So that's kind of what I kind of look for now, is that feeling of, okay, that's not as bad as I thought it could be. This is worth investing a little time in to see what happens. And, but they're a little difficult for sure. Sue's working on a 10 centimeter spiral. Ooh, that's going to be pretty. What colors? And Tracy's using a fairly large casted stone. Nice. Oh, that's fun. What colors? You only tried twice, once on paper, came out really good. Rocks are hard too because you're dealing with a curved surface as well, right? Like when you're on paper or something flat, the surface isn't fighting against you as much, right? But when you've got a curve, that can really throw off spacing very, very easily. So be patient with yourselves when it comes to that. That's where guidelines can really make a difference. Use the crap out of guidelines. My favorite stencils I got from, I wonder where they are. Happy Dotting Company. Worth their weight in gold. Worth every penny. So let's pretend that this was a stone, because I don't have one here with me. This is a flexible stencil you can put over top of the stone, and you can draw out some guidelines for yourself. That can help a lot, especially when you're on a curved surface. Don't force yourself to eyeball it the whole time. Use as many guidelines as you possibly need to. Put a whole bunch on there. I put tons on here. Like, let me show you this one where you can still see the background. See all the guidelines on there? I went one every half centimeter out from the center. I had no idea which ones I was going to use, if I was even going to use any of them, but I'd rather have them there just in case. So don't be afraid to use guidelines. There is nothing wrong with using guidelines. Okay, and that might help with some of that frustration on a curved surface. Okay, let me... You could totally do as a video, just picking something up and kind of showing a video. In this particular one, I think I have 8 hours in it so far. Now, I don't count the full 8 hours because I was on a live most of the time. Maybe it was 3. Have we done 3 or 4? Is this number 3 or 4? This is number 4. So this, by the end of this, I think will be 8 hours. But when I'm painting on a live, I spend a significant enough amount of time chatting with you guys that I don't actually paint for the full 2 hours. So I assume I'm about 50% efficient on the lives. So I would say, let's even be a little bit more critical. Let's say maybe I'm probably about realistically 5 hours into it. Ooh, doing pastel colors. Excellent. Thank you, St. Pete. I don't know if I'm missing comments here. Sorry. TikTok's doing some wonky stuff with my comments, so I apologize if I'm not seeing this right. The paint that I'm using is Deco Art Americana. Oh, thanks, Sharon. Pastel spiral is going to look beautiful, Sue. Did I catch up? I think I caught up, didn't I? Almost. Thank you, Grand Hippie. Thank you, Dreamer's Disease Cam. And thank you, Chris Johnston. Yeah, I'm in love with this one. I'm really, really proud of this. So it's just going to be like a trinket dish. This is the terracotta plates. You get to go under the large terracotta pots. And then I painted the surface, and now I'm just doing the edge. I've got another one started as well. It's this one here. So this one is a design based off of the first pattern that I released. It's got a little bit of some adaptations in it, but this center design is based off of my sour candy pattern. This one is going to be the next pattern that gets released. It's got a lot more detail left to go, and that's going to be another pattern that I release hopefully in the next week or so. Oh, it's Chris. Hi, love. How you doing? It's turning out pretty good, huh? I love the rainbow edge, though. And now we're getting this rainbow edge in between each of these dots. We're going to put little tiny gold detail there. But we're making progress. We're doing pretty good, I think. I think. Thank you, love. I'm so glad you like it. All right, I need to grab a quick drink because I am parched. And then we can keep going. Over 4,000 likes. Thank you so much, you guys. That's so wonderful. Nope, not doing the brace today because I got my towels to lean everything on. Breathtaking. Oh, thank you, Marianne. I'm so glad you like it. Thanks, guys. All right, so I'm going to just give my paints a stir. Pull out any stringiness that could cause some paint boogers. And then we'll give it a stir. So the first time I attempted this, the second time I attempted this, the colors that I used, I added a teal in between the green and the blue. And then I added a pink after the purple. And I was just so unhappy with it. And I'm so much happier with this now without the teal and without the pink. I've done ones that had the teal and the pink, but this one just didn't do it for me. Keeping everybody on your toes, Chris. All right. So let's go here and let's continue with the green. Alright, so while I'm painting, I can't see my screen, so if you leave a comment or ask a question, I'm not going to see it until I'm done this row. Once I'm done the row of green, then I will pause and catch up on anything that I've missed. So if you are new to my lives, just know that if you do leave a comment right now, I'm not going to see it, but I will when I pause and scroll back to catch up. So just know that I'm not ignoring you. Mm-hmm. It's cool because I'm focusing on the edge, but I'm also getting a glimpse of under here. So this is kind of like what I'm seeing and getting to, it looks like it's glowing in the dark. It's really neat. Oh, just had to uncross my legs. Sorry, that was more difficult than I expected it to be. Oops. So what do you guys think about the later live? I was trying to stay a little bit later for some more of the Western time zones because I'm not usually live very late out west. Almost, and then I will pause, take a little bit of a break. Oops. Lovely. Beautiful. All right. Making good progress. That's nice. Yep, I'm happy with that. I think that looks really cool. I always test it out by looking at it like this, saying this is the angle that we're going to get when we put it on a table. I love it. Love it. Love it. All right, I'm going to set this aside for a second and come back and see what I've missed. Hi, Lori. Your cards got there. Fantastic. Oh, I'm so glad that they arrived safe and sound. Did we do the Facebook invite already, Lori? Hi, Christine. How you doing? No, we've got another hour. We are here until 10 o'clock. Brenda, amazes me how Oh, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you. When in doubt, slow down, right? That's the key. 90% of the mistakes that I make or the things that happen that don't turn out the way that I want them to, when they don't turn out the way I want them to, it's usually because I've rushed through it. Oh, TikTok is doing the funny thing again where it's not letting me. There we go. Thank you, Marianne. Thanks, Brenda. Not super. My other daughter had to bring her cat to the vet. Oh, no. I'm so sorry, Christine. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry to hear that. No, we're here to love you and help you through what you're going through. We'll send you lots of love. And her. Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry. That just made me want to look over at Audrey, make sure she's okay. He was just 2.5. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when it happens too soon. Not that it's ever soon enough. Like, it's never good. You never want it. Right? But still, that's awful. Sending you so much love. Well, I'm glad that for the time that he had you guys for family. I think that's the blessing here, right? Is that he had a family that loved him. And there is no doubt that your animals are special because of that. It does, doesn't it? It's so... it's awful. So we're sending you so much love. And this is the place to come when you need some extra love. So never apologize for bringing yourself here however you are feeling on any given day. Oh, it always hurts, doesn't it? That kitten's gonna get a little overrun with the love and affection, I'm guessing. Better be ready. It's gonna get dosed with it. And that's gonna be That little kitten needs to understand that it's a moment to take advantage of. It's an opportunity to step into the role. All the animals in the house always feel it when something like that happens, though, right? It'll take everybody time. How am I sticking what? Oh, sorry, I'm trying to scroll back to read the username that was there. Hi, Axel. How you doing? Is that Steph? Sorry, TikTok is, my comments are sticking a lot, so I'm not able to refresh and scroll back very easily, so I apologize. I'm going to do my best to keep an eye on stuff. No, these are dots of paint. So I have this tool and I dip it into paint, and this is paint. I'm painting right now. Sorry for my misunderstanding there, Steph. Doing okay. Busy day tomorrow. I'll try and get a decent night's sleep to be ready. I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah. That's okay. I hear that a lot. You're not the first. Don't worry. You are not the only one to think that. It's totally understandable. And that's okay. I knew what you meant. Autocorrect betrays us. Yeah, so I have a set of tools that they're double-ended, and each end of the tool is a different size. So I can create different size dots. This is the front part of the design that we've done so far. And now we are working on this edge that's going to go all the way around. So that is what we are working on here, is that edge there. And this is a terracotta plate that I got from the dollar store, like those big plates that go underneath your terracotta flower pots. I got about 5 of them. You can get them at Home Depot and Walmart as well. So yeah, I'm painting them all to make them kind of like trinket dishes, thinking they could be great to go on like hall tables, coffee tables, sofa tables, that sort of thing. How many more days till summer for ya? How many days till you're all done? Holy crap, there's 125 people here. Hello. This has been a very busy live. That's very exciting to have so many people here. Hello. I'm Janie. I paint stuff like this. Thanks for coming to hang out. Amanda, you need this in your life. Yes, you do. It's so relaxing. It's so peaceful. And it's so pretty to look at. This art form has given me confidence and self-confidence that I'm able to look at my stuff and go, I made that and it's so pretty. Look at the really pretty thing I made, you know, and that's fun to be able to do that. If you want to learn how to do this, I do have a YouTube channel and it's got some tutorials on there. There's a playlist for tutorials. I've got some step-by-step patterns available on my website as well. If you want to learn how to do this. And I go live a few hours a week. And happy to answer any questions that anybody has. This is my full-time job. I'm so friggin' lucky. So I do this, and I sell the stuff that I paint, and I teach people how to do it, and it's like getting to meditate every day. And when I hear people talk about how much they love it and what it's done for them and their stress level and their health, slows your breathing, slows your thought. The repetitiveness is incredibly meditative. So I'm just going to finish up this row, and then I will come back to the comments. I can't see the comments while I'm painting. So I'm just going to finish off this row of blue. But if you've left a comment and I haven't answered it yet, I am coming back to the comments in just 1 second. And I will scroll back and catch up. But if you're new here, hi, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for coming to hang out. All right, so the blue now. So we only have the purple left to do. All the gold were, I thought I just banged this into my phone arm, and I did, but I've somehow managed not to smudge any paint. Oh, that makes me feel nauseous. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around and not going to touch it for a minute. So what I was trying to do there was to show you, there we go, all of these little tiny gold dots that are in between. So we'll have to do that over here, but I'm going to wait until these dry before I do that. So that is not something that we're going to work on today. All right, everything is lagging a little bit, so bear with me here. I'm really trying to scroll back on my comments, and it's not letting me. Oh, TikTok, why do you keep doing this to me? All right, I'm sorry, guys. If you have left a comment and I haven't answered it yet, if you would be so kind as to type it again, I apologize. This TikTok isn't letting me scroll back. I wonder if after I get past a certain number of hours, it just won't let me scroll back on the comments. That's weird. So my apologies, you guys. But if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to keep trying to scroll back, but it's not working. All right, so now I got to stir the purple paint. Oh, it scrolled back for me. Camping and spending time with family before I move to a big city at the end of August. Nice. I'm still trying to scroll back. I don't know if it's going to let me. Oh, it's so frustrating. All right. I need to give my purple paint a stir before we can get started. Again, I apologize if I've missed you. You're done on the 24th. Mr. Pooh Nugget Fish Weasley. He was such a great cat. Oh, that's a great name. You're part of the Dot Mandala Deck Facebook group, Lori. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go live tomorrow from 3:30 to 5:30 Eastern. And I'm going to draw a card and paint something inspired by that card. And then you guys, what we kind of do is do that card pull together to see what it inspires you to create. And then people in the group, you can just share the things that you create based on the monthly card pull. You can have access to the other monthly card pulls. It's just an excuse for us to kind of get together and see how we can inspire each other a little bit. Let me know if you have other questions, though, Lori. And I'm going to try and scroll through these comments to get to see everything. I don't think it's going to work well. Thank you, Bobby. All right, so we got the purple ready. For this plate, it's still quite a ways from being finished. And once it is done, I will be auctioning it off. I'm not sure if I'm going to auction it off on Instagram or on Facebook, but keep your eyes peeled because I will be auctioning this off. Any of these plates. The name of the group, it's for if you have purchased one of my Dot Mandala inspiration decks. It's a group that we have for people who have the decks of cards. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So I made a deck of cards. Let me show you guys. So I made this deck of cards. They're tarot-sized cards. And on each card, there's a different prompt that can inspire a painting. So you can shuffle. I kind of do some nice deep breaths and just kind of jump and pull a card. So each card, they have like all swoops. You can do color combinations. Inspire a 30-minute mandala. So what can you paint in 30 minutes? A mandala inspired by your least favorite season. A mandala inspired by the word relief. What does that look like to you? Now, the other thing that I did, though, is not just the word prompts, but on the other side of the cards, there are images of different things that I've painted in the past, so that when you pull a card, you can choose to do what's written on the card, or you can choose to be inspired by what the image is on the other side of the card. And then the only other rule for the cards is that if you pull a card and you look at it and go, ugh, I don't want to do it, don't do it. There's no rules. So do whatever you want. Do what sounds fun. So if looking at the image is what feels fun to be inspired by, do that. If it's the words, do that. If you want to pull another card, pull another card. There's no rules. Just have fun and use them to inspire yourself into painting some different stuff. So these... I've got a few decks left. I'm going to be ordering some more to have back in my inventory, but I do have a few decks left. They are on my website, and then when you purchase the deck, you get an invite to the Facebook group to take part in these monthly lives and these kind of collective painting ideas and inspirations. Yeah. So there you go. That was a long story, and I hope that makes sense. And if you have any questions, please let me know. When I first got the deck of cards, I had challenged myself to paint something every day for 30 days. It went really badly. I think I got to, day 14, and I was already behind by like a week and a half. So one of these days I want to get back to it again. But there's so many possibilities, right? Like it could be, maybe I just want to be accountable to and create something every day for 30 days, right? So I'm going to pull a card and let that just inspire me and see where to go, fly by the seat of my pants. There's so many different reasons you could want to use them. And I think there's a lot of fun to be had with them. You're most welcome. I'm going to take a drink, though. I haven't shut up. Now I'm really thirsty. This is why it takes me so long to finish the pieces that I paint while I'm on a live. Because I just keep yapping. There's 52 cards. 52 cards with 52 unique images. Aw, thanks, Sharon. That's so wonderful to hear. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you like them. It's kind of like doing our own little monthly challenge almost, right? Is to kind of say, okay, let's all paint from this one card together and let's see what different people express with it. It's been really, really fun to see what you guys create and and the meanings and the stories behind it all. It's fantastic. Oh, it'll be so fun, Bobby. They're a lot of fun. Lots of potential. I like to imagine that one day I will be someone who will be the kind of person that can follow through on like a 30-day challenge like that. I've never felt like that was me. And for some reason, I've wanted it to be me. I've wanted to be able to do it, and I haven't done it yet, which just means I haven't really wanted to do it yet, right? Because if I really wanted to, I would. All right. Mm-hmm. So if I was doing a border like this going around in a circle like on a flat canvas, as I progress out from the center, I would need my dots to get slightly larger. So there's no exact science for that, right? Like in a perfect world, we would want it to go, okay, so I use tool number 1, size number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way out. Doesn't work like that, unfortunately. What you really want to do is kind of decide on how much space you want between those dots, or create a ton of guidelines that you can fit your dots between and let the geometry dictate your size, right? That's the other option. If you have a ton of guidelines and you make sure that all of your dots are falling within guidelines, then, which sounds easier than it actually is. I struggle with doing that big time, and I'm assuming that it's because I'm not being precise enough with my guidelines, because it should make it easier. But guidelines really can be the hero for that sort of stuff, to help take the guesswork out of what size. And otherwise, it's going to also depend on the paint too. If you've got really thick paint compared to really thin paint, the size of the tool that you need is going to change to create the same size as dots. And you can create so many different size dots with one tool, just with different amounts of paint. So the paw one's like this. That was actually one of the first kinds of stones that I ever started painting, was paw stones. I called them paw nuggets. I'll have to do some patterns with the paw print. Yeah. When I first started, I did a lot more with the paw prints than I have done recently. I've done some memorial stones, but I want to do like just keychains and everything, because as an animal person, I'll have stuff with paw prints all over, everywhere, all the time. That'd be the preference. But I used to do them because I truly believe that when I lost my pupper, that was the beginning of a chain reaction that eventually led me to this art form. So it was a way for me to keep him in my artwork. I've got some stickers on my website that have the designs that are on them. And the paw print in the center of those stickers is actually a tracing of the paw print impression that I got from the vet after he passed. So that's actually his paw print on those stickers. I want to use that design for some other stuff. I've got it on a bunch of things on my Redbubble store, but those are really nice designs that I want to try to use again. And I want to start painting more of them because they're so much fun. And unfortunately, I've got quite a few friends who, have said goodbye to some of their critters. So I need to get into making mode to make some stuff for them. We're almost done with the border for this round. I'm going to show you my favorite tool that helps me do those paw stones. And it helps me do a lot of stuff. Any kind of border or any kind of center that you want to do where you want to leave the center blank, or if you want to draw that circle. So I got this stencil. It's Artist Loft. It's from Michaels. And it's got all these different circles. These are amazing. That's how I create the blank spot in the center. Makes life a little bit easier. All right, I'm going to try and scroll back and catch up on these comments. I apologize because I was talking and painting and I didn't see everything. So I know I missed some stuff, so I apologize for that. And TikTok's doing its little weird sticky thing again. So, yeah, I'm going to do a bunch of those on keychains. I like these little tokens. I want to start doing some stones and stuff again too. So there'll be lots of paw stuff coming. There's a couple paw print necklaces as well. I believe I already have some on the website. So if I don't, then the answer is yes, I will when I get back into casting. But yes. Do you, Emily? That's wonderful. I apologize. My comments aren't loading. It's not allowing me to scroll back. I did see your comment about your tattoo, and this is mine for Ranger. It looked like him too. Yeah, so I will be making more blank stones, heart stones, regular stones, candle holders, incense holders, all of that sort of stuff. Eventually. I don't know when that's going to be on the list. Oh, God. Oshawa. Anyways, so I don't know when that's going to happen again, but it is coming. It's just a matter of when. Hopefully by the end of June, I'll start making some more again. If I do have any still left on my website, then that's where you'll see the most up-to-date of what I've got so far. All right, so this is now 1/3 of an edge away from being completely done. And I have to go in, so see how we have the tiny gold dots in between here. Oh, what's happening? My screen just went completely dark. This is weird. And so there we go. Gold dots, no gold dots. So I'll go in and put the gold dots in there, but we don't have that much more left to do, which is awesome. So I apologize if you guys are leaving comments and I'm not scrolling back to get them. It's freezing. I'm not able to swipe and scroll through, so I don't know what's going on, and I'm really sorry about that. Just like I'm trying to zoom out on my screen and it's got one hell of a wicked lag. Anyways, there we go. So we are almost, so we've got that one over to there. We're getting closer. It's getting closer to done. And then we just have to figure out how to seal it. That's going to be the fun part. But we're getting there. So I apologize if I haven't responded to your comments. Like I said, I'm not able to see them right now. They're doing some super wonky stuff. So I appreciate you guys helping each other out in the comments. I really appreciate that. And yeah. I don't really have anything else that I can get started on for 15 minutes. So if you guys want to sit and chat, we can. But honestly, because the comments aren't really working, I think that this is probably going to be a natural stopping point for tonight. Yeah, because I don't know what's happening here with the comments. Like, they're not even refreshing for me to see. It's as if we're completely frozen. It's very, very strange. Which sucks, though, because there's 138 of you here. That's crazy. I'll show you the other mugs. For anybody who wasn't here at the beginning of the night, I'll show you the new mugs that I made. Because I did finish a couple new mugs. If you saw the video I posted yesterday with the different colors of the Elegance pattern painted on black mugs. So the Elegance pattern was originally done as a white on white design on a mug. So let me show you the original. So the original, oops, was this white on white, right? But then I decided to play with some color. And we did. I'll show you the ones that are listed first. So we did the green on black. Oh, I love that one so much. Green on black. And we did an espresso brown metallic on black. And we did a copper on black as well. But then, oops, I did a blue. This is one of my favorite blue paints. It's called Midnight Blue. It's a metallic multi-surface acrylic paint by Craftsmart. Look at that. It's so friggin' pretty. And so then when I posted the video with those different colors in, I got requests for hot pink on black, which, I'm sorry, is probably one of the prettiest things I've ever made in my entire life. And I love how this pink, it's pink tourmaline. It's a metallic Craftsmart multi-surface again, but it's almost holographic. It kind of goes purple there on the side, which I think is really kind of cool depending on how the light hits it. This one isn't available on the website yet because it needs to sit and dry for a week before I can bake it in the oven to cure it. So in about a week, that one will be available. And then, along with the pink one today, I also did a purple. And I love the purple so much. I love the purple. So there's going to be a crap ton more of these purple. And I love how it's kind of almost blue and pink depending on how the light hits it again. Another kind of almost holographic one. I'm going to be making a crap ton of these. Like, whole bunches of the purple and the pink. I can't get enough of them. I really can't. All right. Now, unfortunately, my screen has completely frozen. I don't even know if you guys can hear me or not anymore. I can't see my comments. I have a request from another creator asking to go live with me, and I keep hitting decline to get it off of my screen, and it's not going anywhere. So I can't even see your comments. I'm so sorry. I can't get back to my main screen or anything. So I have no idea what kind of comments and questions you guys are asking. So I'm just going to blabber for another quick minute just to introduce myself to anybody new who's here. My name's Jamie. I am a mandala artist. This is my full-time job. I've been doing this since the spring of 2020, like a lot of people have been. I used to work as a consultant and trainer in the automotive industry. And this is my passion to jump into. I love posting my work. I love teaching people how to do these kinds of paintings. They've been incredibly therapeutic to me. They're very, very meditative and super just friggin' fun to do. They're great for my self-esteem too, because they just, I'm so much more self-confident than I was, because I'm so much more easily believing in my abilities to paint these things, which has been really, really fun. So if you want to learn how to do these, I have a YouTube channel that's got over 100 videos on it. There's a playlist there with a whole bunch of tutorials. I go live all of the time. I sell the hand-painted items that I make on my website, as well as step-by-step downloadable patterns. I have a private Facebook group that if you'd like to join it, it's a great spot to go and learn and get inspired by other creators. Would love to have you there too, and people of all different skill levels and all people at all different steps in their journey with learning how to do this. So if you'd like to come and hang out with us there, we'd love to have you. The only rule that we have is to just be kind to each other. We're here to support each other and try to lift each other up and give each other a safe space where we can come and have no expectations. We just can be there and be who we are, and no apologies for any of that. So we'd love to have you. We love to expand this beautiful little family that we're making. And I love coming on here and hanging out with you guys. So thank you for choosing to come and spend your time with me. I am going to see if I can close this down. I don't even know if it's going to allow me to. But please know I apologize. I'm going to try and get the recording and put it onto YouTube in the next few weeks, and have that on there too. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. I will be live again on Friday. If you want to check out one of my last posts, you'll see my live schedule, the pinned post on my profile. I don't have my schedule memorized, unfortunately. It's really terrible. So I don't know where I'm going to be on Friday, but on Friday I will be live again. And I'll look forward to hanging out with you again whenever our paths cross. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. I love you guys, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon.